Poplio. Today, on the 24th day of my action, I will list the benefits of a global population stabilization law. Beyond the fact that it is a safe, permanent, and fair solution to the population problem, its benefits would be legion and span every aspect of our society: political, economic, social, and ethical. Today, I will limit myself to the political benefits. Number one, we will regain honesty in government and control of government, while governments themselves will regain their legitimacy and legality. For once a population stabilization law is in place, governments will no longer need to manipulate, cheat, or coerce us to circumvent the checks and balances of democracy, for we will all be integral parts of the population stabilization task. Instead of being a secret imposition from the top down, population control will become an open program that tackles population control from the bottom up. Citizens and governments will no longer be in an adversarial position, but in one of mutual trust. And this will re-legitimize government. Number two, we will regain the rule of law and the separation of powers. Once a population stabilization law is in place, governments will no longer need to circumscribe the judiciary to place the crimes and illegalities committed in the name of population control outside the reach of the law. Nor will it need to blind and handicap the legislative branch of government by hiding the crimes and illegalities committed in the name of population control behind the front of national security. This will re-legalize government. Three, we will regain a lean and trim government. Once a population stabilization law is in place, governments will no longer need to sustain the many layers of bureaucracy and technocracy or the financial burden of a military-industrial complex, which are necessary evils so long as governments are forced to address the population problem covertly and extrajudicially as a top-down imposition. The population control prerogative has turned governments into monstrosities. This will reduce government. Number four, we will acquire an international system that is moral, equitable and fair, legal, efficient, transparent, and universal. The UN system and the Bretton Woods financial institutions, the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, keep in place a system that pits governments against the people, reward those who devise the most efficient methods of subverting fertility and longevity, and pervert the truth by hiding the real purpose of the international system, which is to control population growth and share resources, and its real methods, which are neither moral nor legal, but constitute crimes against humanity and genocide. This will rehumanize the international order. Once the Planetary Wellbeing Authority is in place, which is an incipient global government, national governments will gradually become obsolete and will be reduced by 90% and tasked solely with issues of secondary importance. We do not need a nearly 200 third-class national governments that need 50 years to agree on the obvious, by which time it is too little, too late. We need only one world-class government. This will repoliticize our civilization and improve governance. Five, we will acquire a social contract, that unspoken agreement that establishes moral and political rules of behavior and that has been suspended by governments without even informing us and leaving us only with the illusion of its continuing existence. This will remoralize governments and our civilization. Number six, depoliticize science and industry, which have been weaponized and turned on the people by necessity rather than intent. Science has been corrupted and co-opted to create the poisons, protocols, and delivery methods of depopulation into the bodies of every human being to damage our fertility for the sake of reducing births and our immunity for the sake of increasing debts. While industry has been corrupted and co-opted to scale up and manufacture the chemical and biological poisons used to adulterate our food system and body care products to cause damage to fertility and immunity across society. This will uncorrupt science and industry. Number 7, depoliticize organized religions and the spiritual realm. Organized religions are the first geopolitical institutions that were created to deal with mankind's existential problems and enable the advancement of civilization. In the process, the spiritual domain has been hijacked and the very concept of God monopolized to serve as an unchallengeable authority that in time distorted and falsified the very purpose and nature of God, which is man's greatest invention and the ultimate peacekeeping and consensus forging tool. This will depoliticize organized religion and spirituality. Number 8, depoliticize education and the media, which have been weaponized to sow mass distortion, mass indoctrination, and mass propaganda. The destructive effect they're having on society is that it confuses and confounds the public so that no one can know what the truth is anymore and will resign themselves to blindly believing the state propaganda and the lies spewed by those on the payroll of the state, be it directly or indirectly. This will destroy the propaganda and indoctrination machine. Number 9, disarm the military-industrial complex of the weapons and technologies used on the civilian population and strip it of the license to sterilize, sicken, and kill innocent and unarmed civilians. As it is, the armed forces and the secret services are waging a silent and perverse war of attrition against their own citizens without even declaring war on the civilian population, but rather pretending to defend it of foreign and domestic threats, all of which are engineered to justify the crippling cost and provide the plausible deniability needed to maintain the facade of legitimacy and legality. This will dissolve the military-industrial complex. Number 10 and last, organized religions, governments, military, science, industry, education, and the media will once again work for us as tools of empowerment and enlightenment, not against us, as tools of disempowerment and confusion. This will place the truth at the center of our civilization to serve as our immovable anchor in reality, which will make it easy to correctly evaluate our predicament and act accordingly. The primary benefits of this will be a just, inclusive, and empowering society. Tomorrow, I will speak about the economic benefits of a population stabilization law. Thank you for your attention.